My cheating ex-wife showed up pregnant and destitute, months after leaving me. "It must be yours, help me," she wept falsely. I just laughed out loud and said, "Not my problem," before slamming the door on her face. I'm 32M. 8 months ago, my wife of 4 years, Brooke, 30F, dropped the bomb, leaving me for Evan, 35M, a guy from her yoga class. No warning, just, "I'm in love, I'm out." It gutted me. The divorce dragged a bit but was finalized about 4 months ago, mostly uncontested as she just wanted out fast. The last few months have been about recovery, therapy, gym, leaning on mates like Scott, 32M. Starting over, last Tuesday night, around 8 p.m., heating up leftovers. A knock at the door. Odd. I open it and freeze. It's Brooke, but she looks wrecked. Messy hair, cheap coat straining over a huge baby bump, red-rimmed eyes. Clearly very pregnant, maybe 7 months along. My brain stalled. Then she spoke, voice cracking, tears instantly appearing. "Caleb," she whispered. "Please, you have to help me." I just stared. What the actual hell? "Evan kicked me out," she sobbed, hand protectively on her belly. "Said it wasn't his. He just left town. I have nowhere to go, Caleb. No money. Nothing." She locked eyes with me, tears flowing freely. It must be yours, Caleb. The timing. Maybe it's yours? Please, you're the father. You have to help." Hold on. Left 8 months ago. Look 7+ months pregnant. Moved straight in with Evan. We hadn't slept together for at least a month before she left. The dates screamed impossible. She must have gotten pregnant by him before she even confessed the affair. The shock morphed into a cold, hard wave of anger. The sheer audacity. "Brooke," I said, my voice tight, trying to stay level but failing. "You left 8 months ago. You look at least 7 months pregnant. How does that math work?" She flinched, darting her eyes away. I don't know. Maybe the dates? Maybe it happened right before I left? Please, Caleb. It doesn't matter. I need help." Doesn't matter? It's the only thing that matters. She destroys our life for this guy, gets pregnant, he bails, and I'm the fallback plan based on a blatant lie? Something inside me didn't just snap, it shattered. The forced calm evaporated. A raw, incredulous sound escaped me. A loud, harsh laugh born of pure shock and fury. Right in her teary face. Her eyes widened in disbelief. The crying hitched. "Get out, Brooke," I spat out, the laughter gone, replaced by ice. "That baby isn't mine. Your situation is not my problem." "But Caleb, you don't understand." "Oh, I understand perfectly." I cut her off, the anger barely contained. "You made your choice 8 months ago. Live with it." And I slammed the door. Hard. Didn't watch her leave. Just leaned against the door, shaking, not with sadness, but with a white-hot rage at the disrespect. Called Scott immediately to vent before I put my fist through a wall. He was appropriately stunned. She really tried that? After everything? The nerve? Yeah, the nerve. No guilt settled in. None. Just a cold certainty I did the right thing, and a grim knowledge this likely wasn't the end of it. Update 1. 5 days since the knock. And yep, Brooke didn't just give up. Slamming the door was just round 1. The phone campaign started almost immediately. Non-stop calls, different numbers, walls of text filled with desperate pleas, guilt trips, "How can you abandon your child?" and vague threats. "Everyone will know what you did." I ignored and blocked, but new numbers kept popping up. Then, a call from her sister, Megan, 28F. "Caleb, it's Megan." "Megan, what's up?" Keeping it brief. "What's up is my sister is pregnant, terrified, and on my couch because her ex is being a cold-hearted bastard." Her voice was high-pitched. "Megan, Brooke left me 8 months ago for the guy who got her pregnant. This isn't my responsibility. She said it could be yours." "The timing is impossible, Megan. I said, tired of repeating it. She's clearly 7+ months along. We weren't intimate for well over a month before she left 8 months ago. It's not mine. So you're using dates as an excuse for revenge? She accused. This is about a baby, Caleb. Show some heart. It's about facts, Megan. Evan is the father. She needs to pursue him. He's gone. You were her husband. Ex-husband, I stressed. Divorced, legally finished. Don't call me about this again. Hung up, blocked her number. Thought that might deter the family? Wrong. Saturday morning around 11 a.m. Knock knock. Peephole. Brooke. And her mother, Lauren, 50s F, who never approved of me anyway. Deep breath. Opened the door a crack, chain on. Yes? Lauren immediately tried to push in. Caleb, let us in. We need to discuss this like adults. There's nothing to discuss. I've given my answer. You listen, Lauren hissed, face like granite. My daughter is carrying your child. You will take responsibility. What kind of man does this? Ex-wife, I repeated, patience thin. Carrying another man's child. I have zero responsibility. Brooke turned on the waterworks again. Mom, he's being cruel. He won't listen. He's being realistic, I stated flatly, looking at Lauren. They made choices. Their situation. Pursue Evan. You owe her support, Lauren insisted, voice rising. Morally. Financially. My only obligation was fidelity within marriage? She broke that. She ended it. All debts are settled. Now please leave my property before I involve the police for harassment. The police threat seemed to land. Lauren paused, sputtering. Brooke just sobbed louder. Lauren glared, pulling Brooke back. This isn't finished, Caleb. Mark my words. They retreated down the hall, Lauren muttering furiously. Locked, deadbolted. Hands steady now, but the sheer, unshakable entitlement was chilling. They genuinely believe I owe them reparations for Brooke blowing up our life. Started documenting everything. Calls, texts, screenshots, visit details, dates, times. Talk to my lawyer buddy again. Cease and desist is ready if needed. For now, I collect evidence. Every entitled demand, every false claim, fuels my resolve. Update 2. Another week and a half passes. Direct confrontation stopped, but the tactics shifted, just as I suspected. First, the concerned friends phase. A few calls from mutual acquaintances, mostly closer to Brooke. Awkward check-ins. Hey, Caleb, heard about Brooke? Difficult situation? Anything you can do? For the baby? Clearly prompted. My response was blunt. Appreciate it, but Brooke left me 8 months ago for the guy who got her pregnant. He vanished. Sad, but not my problem. The baby isn't mine. That shut it down fast. Then, the online smear attempt. Scott sent me a screenshot from a local community Facebook group. Anonymous post about a poor pregnant woman abandoned by her callous ex-husband who refused help despite the baby possibly being his. Painted me as a monster using vague but identifiable details. Classic manipulation. Saved screenshots, documented everything. Harassment. That pushed me over the edge. My lawyer friend advised C&D, but proving anonymous slander is hard without solid proof linking it to them. I needed undeniable evidence against her claims. Then it hit me. Our old shared desktop computer. When Brooke left in a hurry, focused on her new life with Evan, she took her laptop, but didn't bother wiping the old machine in the study. I kept it, meaning to clean it later. What if? Booted it up late last night. Opened the browser. Went to the login page for the cloud storage she used for everything. Her email was still saved in the browser's autofill. On a long shot, I tried a password pattern she used frequently for non-critical things. Bingo. The browser had stayed logged in, or she'd reused that predictable password and never changed it. My heart hammered against my ribs. Folders appeared, old photos, scanned bills, and one labeled Chats Archive. Inside, logs from various platforms, including extensive message history with Evan. I started reading, scrolling back months before she left me. Flirty exchanges, secret meetups, confirmation the affair started long before she confessed. The betrayal felt fresh, sickening. Scrolled forward to around the time she left, then after. Panic about being pregnant. Evan initially receptive, then pulling back. Arguments escalating. And then, the crucial exchanges. Brooke. You can't just leave me. What am I going to do? This baby is yours, Evan. Evan. Panicked. I don't know if I can do this. It's too much. Maybe tell Caleb? Brooke. Are you crazy? He'll know the dates. He'll know I cheated months before I told him. Later message from Brooke after Evan blocked her. Fine. Run away, coward. I'll figure something out. Maybe Caleb will take me back if I say it's his. It was all there. Undeniable. Her admission Evan was the father. Her knowledge the dates wouldn't fool me. Her explicit plan to lie to me as a fallback. A wave of cold, grim clarity washed over me. Downloaded everything meticulously. Messages, timestamps, saved multiple encrypted copies, USB, secure cloud, a new one, password-protected zip emailed to myself and Scott. This wasn't just defense anymore. This was the counter-offensive. Proof to shatter her lies. The calculation, the deceit. It was worse than I imagined. They wanted to play dirty? Game on. Update 3. The confrontation happened yesterday evening. Predictable, yet still infuriating. I was getting out of my car after work. They were waiting. Brooke, Megan, Lauren, an ambush crew. Brooke looked exhausted but defiant. Megan and Lauren looked ready for round 3. Caleb, we are talking about this. Now! Lauren planted herself in front of me. We've talked. The answer is no. It's final. I kept my voice steady, keys tight in my fist. She needs support. Megan jumped in. Real support. For the hospital, for after. You need to acknowledge this baby. Brooke summoned tears, clutching her belly. Caleb, please, I'm terrified. I have nothing. Just admit it's yours. Help your child. It was a desperate, frantic performance. I let them cycle through their demands and accusations. Lauren on duty, Megan on compassion, Brooke on raw desperation. I stayed quiet, letting them burn themselves out. My earlier anger had cooled into something hard and sharp now that I held the truth. Finally, a pause. They stared, clearly expecting my resolve to crumble under the onslaught. I took a slow breath, pulled out my phone, unlocked it. Funny you keep insisting on paternity, I said, my voice dangerously calm now. It cut through the parking lot noise. They tensed. Opened the file. Because I found some interesting messages. From Brooke's chats with Evan. Brooke's face drained of color. Lauren and Megan exchanged confused glances. Here's one, I read, scrolling slowly. From about 7 months ago, right after Evan learned about the pregnancy. Brooke writes, quote, "This baby is yours, Evan." Explicit. Silence. Utter silence, except for distant traffic. Brooke looked physically ill. And, I continued, when Evan foolishly suggested telling me, you replied, "Ah, yes. Are you insane? He'll know the dates don't work. He'll know I cheated way before I told him. Pretty clearly confirms the timeline issue, wouldn't you say?" Megan gasped. Lauren looked poleaxed. But the real kicker, I said, locking eyes with Brooke, whose fake tears were long gone, replaced by sheer terror. Is this gem after Evan blocked you? Maybe Caleb will take me back if I say it's his. So, all this, the tears, the demands, just plan B, right? A calculated lie because plan A ditched you. I lowered the phone, watched their faces crumble. Brooke swayed slightly. Megan started stammering. You made that up! Lauren was, for once, utterly silent, processing the undeniable. Oh, they're real, Megan, I stated flatly. Full chat logs, timestamps and all. directly from Brooke's cloud account she forgot to secure on the old computer. I took a deliberate step forward. They flinched back. So, let's be clear. This harassment stops, immediately. No more calls, texts, visits, online posts, contacting friends or family. Nothing. If I hear one more peep, if any more lies are spread, I release everything. The affair details, the paternity lies, all of it. To Evan's family, I'm sure they'd be fascinated. Publicly. And I pursue legal action for harassment and slander with this proof in hand. Understood? The fight drained out of them instantly. Panic replaced entitlement. Brooke couldn't meet my eyes. Megan mumbled frantic apologies, pulling at Brooke's arm. Lauren, looking suddenly aged, just gave a jerky nod, grabbed Brooke and practically dragged both women away. No parting shots, just a swift, humiliating retreat into the evening gloom. Walked into my building, let out a long, slow breath. Vindicated. Finally, final update. It's been 3 months since that parking lot showdown. And the result? Blessed silence. No contact from Brooke, Megan, or Lauren. The threat of total exposure worked. I haven't had to release the messages, which is a relief. My goal was peace, not pulverization, but I absolutely would have followed through. The grapevine, however, still works. Bits and pieces filtered back through Scott and others. Brooke delivered a baby boy about 2 months ago. Apparently, Lauren insisted on a paternity test, likely needing certainty before committing further. Results? 0% me, 99.9% Evan. Quell surprise. Evan is still effectively vapor. Rumor is he moved out of state, changed his number, and is fighting tooth and nail against any contact regarding support. Heard Lauren hired a cheap online lawyer to try and track him, serve papers. But it's going nowhere fast and costing them money they don't have. His evasion just funnels their desperation back towards where they live. Brooke and the baby are with Lauren. Word is the atmosphere is toxic. Lauren provides shelter, but the sympathy well has run dry now the full lie about paternity is known, at least to her. Brooke is reportedly still full of complaints, but her audience is limited and strained. Megan helps, but the dynamic is permanently altered. The anonymous Facebook post vanished within hours of our confrontation. The few concerned friends have either awkwardly apologized or just avoid me. Works for me. So, me? I'm doing okay. Actually, better than okay. The intense anger after the reveal faded into a sense of grim justice. It wasn't about plotting revenge. It was about letting the truth detonate the lies they built. Brooke made her bed with infidelity and deception. Now she's dealing with the fallout of being abandoned by her chosen partner and caught in her backup lie. Lauren and Megan enabled and harassed. Now they carry the burden they tried to force onto my shoulders. I've continued with therapy, which has been crucial. Got a small promotion at work. Scott and I are actually training for a half marathon. Mostly his idea, but the structure helps. Blocked them on everything imaginable right after the confrontation, and changed the locks for good measure. Sure, there's a scar tissue where the marriage used to be. Betrayal like that changes you. But regret over how I handled Brooke's reappearance? Absolutely none. I defended myself, protected my sanity, and refused to be manipulated by lies and crocodile tears. Maybe I'll think about dating again down the line. For now, I'm focused on rebuilding, enjoying the peace. Might even get that dog Scott keeps mentioning. Anyway, that's the story. Thanks for reading, Reddit. Typing this out felt like closing a door for good. Time to properly move on.